Now that we've taken a look at the First Crusade and the establishment of the Crusader states, we're going to take a look at the Second Crusade, the cause, the root, and the ultimate failure of the Second Crusade. Now here on the right you can see the Crusader states, and up in the north in the red you have the country of Edessa. It's essentially kingdoms. And the fall of Edessa brings about the Second Crusade. Now, if you remember back to the First Crusade, when it began in the call is 1095, they take off 1096, and Jerusalem falls in 1099, the Muslims were divided. Well, not so any longer. They soon unite under the control of a man named by the name of Zengi, and he takes the city of Edessa. Why the concern over Edessa? Well, it was the first Crusader state. And two, location, location, location. You could control land access to the rest of the Crusader states. It was of military, economic, and political importance. And let us not forget the symbolic importance of losing territory to the Muslims. So Zengi unites the Muslims and he takes Edessa. And the call goes out for a second crusade. And now it's important to remember that in Europe, the legend of the First Crusade is very, very much alive. And it inspires the second. Bernard Clairvaux acts on Pope's behalf. He preaches all over Europe. He inspires King Louis VII of France and Conrad III of Germany. Well, Louis and Conrad, like many European kings and rulers, distrust each other. They squabble over strategy and they squabble over command. Petty differences separate them. And they cause problems on their way to Constantinople. They arrive separately at Constantinople. Once they enter Anatolia, they're attacked and defeated. They eventually stumble their way south to lay siege in Damascus. And they fail. And they ultimately return to Europe in disgrace. Here's a quick timeline of what happens. 1144, Zengi takes Edessa. 1145, the Second Crusade is called by Pope Eugene. Zengi is murdered in 1146 and he's replaced by Nur al-Adin. The Crusaders lay siege to Damascus and fail in 1148, and they return home in disgrace. So what's the outcome? What do we walk away with here? Well, the fact that the Crusaders could be defeated. They could not be trusted. And they laid the groundwork for the defeat of all the other Crusader states. The failure of this crusade is of the utmost importance, because up to this point, the Crusaders had won. The Second Crusade, with its ultimate failure, dooms the rest of the Crusader states.